All right, welcome back, Vagabonds. It is great to have you here tonight. Uh, Thank you all for coming to visit tonight. Just going to do a quick live video, kind of update you all on things, and you know, um, overall had like some technical difficulties getting this up. I think that I need to put on some additional software for my computer to kind of do things to where I can uh, get these live streams working a little bit better. But let me see. Uh, where are we with things? So, have had a very exciting week this week. I had gone to the university, had my first test in my Portuguese class, which was it was challenging. Actually, it was a second test. I had another test the Friday before, but that was kind of just a writing exercise type thing, so it wasn't too involved. But this was like a real test that you would have for language. But yeah, it's like multiple choice. You had to kind of have fill in the blank and put in different sentences, write different sentences, and I think I did pretty well. Haven't gotten the test scores back just yet, but up this past week we have had some intense heat. Humidity had dropped down to like 12%, so it's not something that I'm familiar with, like having a dry heat. Because like I was before coming here, I was living in the Ohio Valley, so heat was always compromised with the humidity, which would make things unbearable. So this was like more of a piercing heat with the sun. Like when the sun beats down here, it just cuts right through your skin. So it feels more like it just kind of penetrating your skin. So I was kind of a little more precautious in this. I was in the university. And what happens up there, like the rooms that we're in are eastern facing. So when the sun comes up, and sun comes up here in the summer are at around 5 o'clock, 4:30, somewhere around there. And it starts beating down on the buildings and heats up the stone that's about 2 feet thick. And it really just heats up everything all day and just radiates through there. So it's kind of been unbearable this week. And we had the highest temperatures we had were up in 110 degrees, and yeah, it was pretty brutal. But made it through there. Just made for like an exhausting week, especially being up there for 8 hours some days. But kind of wanted to change the subject a little bit, but it's kind of associated with the heat here, and talk about climate change a little bit, because climate change is real. It's something that is affecting the world today, and with these excessive heat indexes in Portugal, it has been causing some changes in the climate. And specifically, one of the things that has been going on this week also with the heat is that it has caused fires to pop up in different areas of Portugal. And what how these fires kind of start, people like want to like blame arsons and things like that. But one of the things that happens with these excessive heats is that the grass has bacteria that is in it, and the heat increases the exothermic reactions that are going on with these bacteria, and grass spontaneously combusts. And once these fires start, they catch, and then they go and start burning, like eucalyptus that are here. And eucalyptus is a non-native plant to this region, so it ends up catching fire to that, and then starts burning there. And compounds. And that's not saying that there isn't human interactions that are causing these fires, because there are. There are people that smoke and they're careless with how they dispose of their cigarette butts, and that too catches the grass on fire and starts that cycle. So there is that aspect there, but it's been serious here with the fires. Um, just 2 days ago, I posted about how an airplane was fighting these fires by dropping water into the area, and the pilot ended up crashing. And um, I think that he ended up dying from it. Haven't heard everything about that, but I'm pretty sure that he was a casualty in fighting these fires. So it's kind of tragic in that aspect. But these fires are also not just taking out forests; they're also destroying buildings. People are being displaced, and it is because of climate change that these things are happening. And this is just one aspect here. And while these fires aren't directly affecting me where I am, I mean, they are affecting me, but I'm not in danger. Is what I want to convey, is that I am in a safe location from these fires, so it's not something that I have immediate um, safety concerns about. But at the same time, with these high heats, we've experienced some of the stuff from the fires, because there's been, and it might not be like right in this vicinity, like not even like 30 miles or 60 kilometers away, but as a result of these fires, they produce smoke, right? So that you're all familiar with how fire works, and when you have like a huge fire, there's smoke, and it goes wherever the wind goes. So what ended up happening was the smoke and these fires had a wind that was pushing the smoke to Coimbra, and it kind of went through like all of the Santa Clara area, went all the way up to the university, and it just looked like a really thick fog that was going through the city. So it was quite concerning. It was one of the things that I noticed as I was walking up to the university. I think it was on Wednesday. And I was like, I'm smelling smoke, and it's like it's hot, and it kind of sucks. So I was letting Sage know about the smoke, to give her a heads up, because she has asthma. So this is something that she needed to be concerned about. So I made sure that she was aware of this, and as a result, she made sure that she had everything that she needed for her medicines, and to take a couple extra masks to mask up. So there was something that was preventative to help us in that situation. But yeah, that's kind of what was going on this week with this with the heat and with climate change and those type of things. So I'm not sure if there's any questions, but I would be happy to answer any questions that you all might have here. So, it's great that you all are here. I'm glad that you've all shown up, and if you're not here at this moment and listening to this, feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right. Yes. There is still festivals that are going on here in Coimbra. Tonight is the last night of all of the Ferris wheels and music across the river in Santa Clara. So that festival is about to ramp up, which has been nice. It's kind of brought a little energy to the city with something to do. It just seems like there's been a lot of stuff that has been available to us. So we went by there this evening, but we didn't partake in it. But we've listened to some of the music from afar, and it's been kind of nice. The book fair ended this week, and it's kind of wild because they put up these structures that were made out of wood and everything, and as quick as they went up, as quick as they went down. And I'm sure that these things are going to be reused. They can put them in storage, and we'll reuse them for next year or whenever the next thing that they're going to have here. So it's kind of neat to see them pull all that stuff out just as quick. There are still a lot of the decorations for the what is it? The uh, Santorena Isabel festival. So there's still a bunch of lights that are still here. So it's really nice to walk around the city and see it lit up with all these gorgeous lights. Mm. So yeah, university classes are doing well. It has been a struggle. My To update you on the classes, I have 2 more days of actual classes left. So Tuesday or Monday and Tuesday will be my last days. Um, they're While I'm not as confident as I want to be in how I speak Portuguese, my confidence has definitely increased over the past month. Um, my vocabulary has improved. My and I think as a result of my vocabulary being improved, I have been able to hear words a little bit better and pronounce words a little bit better. And any chance that I get, I do try to communicate with people in Portuguese and practice what I've learned in order to better communicate with everybody. And uh, as I said last time in this live chat, um, the better that I am able to communicate with them in their native language, the more accepting that they have been of me into their culture. And it's not saying that like I'm going out and having coffee with everybody that's in Portugal, but I'm at least able to communicate, and you know, it, they really show that they care because they know that I'm at least trying. That's with anything in life. I found is if you at least put out an effort into what you're trying to do, then people will really look out for you and try to help you along the way. Some people just aren't going to help you, but here I found that every person is just appreciative that I'm trying to learn, and they understand the language of Portuguese is difficult, um, and they say that, and um, uh, and it is difficult. The the big thing that I am struggling with the language of Portuguese at the moment is mostly it's grammar, because like the vocabulary I have a pretty good understanding of, but it's just intricacies within the grammar and prepositions. Like we have our prepositions in English, and some of us have decades of practice of using these prepositions, but I'm just have what, like a month of practicing um, prepositions, and why like certain prepositions are used in certain circumstances, and why other um, prepositions are used differently. And one of the things that seems quite confusing to me is that the prepositions can be concatenated, uh, or they can be, uh, yeah. So like they can be contractions. So like it's like cannot. They do the same thing with um, their prepositions, and it's not cannot, but their prepositions is um, it's like you have a and o, and then you can have ow, which is actually a contraction of two prepositions. So knowing when to do that, and do and no, and when it's like an indirect preposition or indirect article, uh, for added to the preposition and that stuff. And it's like, like if any of you have known me from like, when I was a kid or anything, but if you had known me, like, that I just struggle with English, period. So like when I have, like tried to learn a different language, it was just not what I would think. I was like, no, I don't think that I'll be learning anything more than English. But I've learned English, and I've um, learned a little bit of Spanish, and now I'm practicing Portuguese. So it's kind of crazy to think that I am learning some of these intricacies of linguistics. Linguistics did not think I'd never thought that I would be doing stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, that was a little bit off a topic. If you have any questions, please give me a heads up on what you're up to. Like, how are you all doing, man? I love you all, and I'd like to like just connect with you. So like, if you have anything that you want to throw out to me, just go ahead and drop a question on here, or just say, hey, I'm here, and that'd be great. Anyway, let's see. So today, like temperature wise, I did say it was, we saw high heats. Today was actually pretty reasonable. It was like, I think a high of 93. And currently I think it's maybe in the mid 70s right now. So it is much more tolerable to beer tonight. And I think we're going to have a low of the 60s this evening. 62. And then tomorrow, I think it's like only a high of 84. So it should be pretty tolerable, which would be nice to kind of have these temperatures decrease over this weekend. And yes, I do look forward to completing my class over at the university. And I do plan on doing another video just to kind of recap my experiences. I might do like a pro con type of thing about the university, because while I think that I appreciated the way that I was taught there, it might not be the perfect place for learning for everybody. Some people might not learn that way, and that, like the obvious con is that it was a very intensive class, and things moved through very quickly. Some days it was quicker than others. It seemed like the hottest days were the days that they moved the quickest. How does life compare to the U.S. day to day? Okay, that's a great question. Thank you, Joseph. One of the things that I continue to talk to other expats here in Portugal is that my lifestyle in the U.S. compared to here. And one of the things that I talk about it with them as how my life was surrounded around basically fast food culture. Everything was like, you know, I drove from one job to the next job, you know, and I had my own business and doing work for a, Fortune 500 company, you know, putting in their networking systems, and they, I get one thing done, and they call me and say, such and such store is down. I need you to go over there and fix this. So, you know, like I start at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just getting done at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon nonstop. And they're like, send me over to the next place. So like I haven't even eaten breakfast. So like I like go to Wendy's or whatever. And you know, this, you know, my experience in the US might be different from others. This is just how it is. So very car centric lifestyle is the way that I lived. So like from that, you know, just kind of paint a picture as, driving, having to pick up food and just not really taking care of myself. Just trying to like cut as much time in order to get things done for everybody and to chase that dollar. So when comparing things from that aspect to here, um, you know, I'm not working as hard currently. You know, I'm working differently. You know, producing videos, writing articles for my blog, and you know, writing for other people and doing some web development stuff. But it's kind of more along the lines of I'm doing this around my life, not that this is the center of my life. That work is the center of my life, and um, basically just following that path. So one of the things that about leaving the United States and living in Portugal was about living a healthier lifestyle. So instead of driving a car around everywhere, I walk everywhere, and I walk like 6 to 8 miles a day, and I've lost like at least 10 pounds, and it's probably more than that. Um, but I walk a lot. The food that I eat, I do eat a significantly more or a significant amount of fruit. I enjoy the oranges, the apples, pears. I've devoured some plums that have been out of this world. I've been eating more fish. I haven't had McDonald's. I haven't even seen a Wendy's. I have seen a Burger King, but and I have had hamburgers here, and I've had French fries. But the thing is that these are don't have all the additives that the other stuff in the U.S. have, and what I'm consuming. So that's the type of um, day-to-day life that's a little bit different. And you know, like since I'm walking, you know, I walk up the street and I walk through these alleys, and I don't know what's going to be on the other corner, but I know that somebody around that corner is not going to have a gun. I know that they're not going to have a knife. I'm not going to get stabbed. I'm not going to get shot. Um, though when I do, you know, go around that corner, um, I hear like an accordion playing. I hear I hear somebody uh, singing or somebody playing guitar. There's just a lot of beauty here that's offered in Coimbra, Portugal. So those are some of the day to day life things that I am doing here. You know, and I'm living a more minimalist lifestyle too. So like I went from like a 2,000 square foot um, house to living in uh, like a 20 meter studio, which is tiny. It's just one room, bathroom, and a hallway that's a kitchen. And there's two of us living in here, and this is kind of why like you have like this as a background. There's nothing great about it. And that's not saying that this is going to be what lifestyle I'm going to live my whole time here. And as I said about like me being the atypical vagabond, I am a vagabond that is in search for a home. So it kind of this what makes me atypical. So it's not that I'm just running the streets amok and not doing anything to improve myself. So like, I don't know if Portugal's the place that's going to eventually be my home. So I'm basically just going to be living this adventure, and being able to speak the language is going to help me in that adventure. Uh, uh, okay, so like about trust, that's an important thing about trust. And I haven't been to Norway, so I don't know how the people are up there. And I've traveled quite a bit around the world too. And I get the why you're questioning things, and it is a very important thing to find trust and find people that are trustworthy. Like there's like when you meet somebody, you just kind of get like those queasy feelings, and I've gone to Costa Rica. There's a lot of good people there, but like I've some of the people that I've met down there, I just was like, I don't know. You just kind of give me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. And then I've been to Quito, and I've made some great friends in Quito. I love my friends in Ecuador, but it's great to have like a circle of friends uh, there. But overall, like it's like there's how trustworthy is your life going to be in the hands of the community that you live? And I think that that's the question that is important for the people that are traveling around trying to find a place that they want to live. Is how do you build a community of friends? And I probably felt a little more safe, like in places like Chile, like at least for like South America. I think that I probably could have built some friends there, but anywhere you go, there's going to be people that are not trustworthy. But the people here in Portugal, like I always have a questionable eye on people. It's like, what is their motive? So like, I kind of question what they're doing, but at the same time, with the people here, I feel that the people in Portugal are quite trustworthy. Um, Most of the people they're trying to survive. The Portuguese people are just trying to survive and um, do the best that they can and take care of who they can take care of. And they take care of their family first. And the thing that like I kind of look at in finding people is observing the way that they interact with children, because I think that the way that they interact with children shows who they are at their best. And if you can see somebody at their best, that's shows the potential for the people that they can be. And the people here absolutely love and adore their children. And the worst part that I've ever had with experiences here with people in Portugal is maybe them poking a little fun at me at my expense for my absolutely awful pronunciations of words, which I probably would do the same thing. And then, I would probably poke somebody just the exact same way, but it's definitely in a loving manner and caring. And like I've had interactions with the people here that I've been practicing Portuguese with, and I probably know as much Portuguese as they know English now. But I get like a little tap on the shoulder as they walk by, and it's just little things like that. And I've also communicated here with a bunch of different expats in the expat community, and at least the community here for expats in Coimbra. It might be different in Porto, Lisbon, or the other cities, but um, the expat community here is a tight knit group, and if there's something that you need help with, they're definitely going to help you find find a solution to it. They're going to do whatever they can. So bridging the gap there is something that if you're new to Portugal, that I think Coimbra is a good landing place at least for people. Um, but I just kind of like am taking things in a little bit different direction with your question here. Because like I've talked to people in different expat communities throughout the world, and the amount of bickering from all of the different expat communities is significantly less, and it's not like whenever there is like some type of confrontation, it is nowhere nearly as bad as other communities that I've seen. And it's not saying that like the human interactions become confrontational or become negative quick. So it's just human nature that things like that happen. But it like one of the reasons why I wanted to try out Portugal was when I went on my scouting trip last fall. I came here. I was in Lisbon and didn't know a lick of Portuguese. I didn't even know how to get to the hotel, and it was 2 blocks away. But I found my way over to the hotel. I had everything on my back. It's about 75 pounds worth of gear. And, like I talked to the lady at the help desk, and she just was like, how can I help you? And it wasn't just like, how can I help you? Like, it wasn't just this is my lines that I have to tell you in order to do my job. It's like, it was sincere that, how can I help you? And then like when I'm leaving, how can I help you? And I like from Lisbon, I was going up to Porto, and I'm like, how do I can find the train? How do I get to the train? It's like, oh, I'll help you. Here, this is how you do this. And pulled out a map, said, this is where you are. This is the train that you need to catch. This is how you get there, and pointed everything out. And it was a challenge. And I found my way to the train. And when I made it to the train tracks, I had to find the Bilhetes, so like the ticket office. And in the process of going there, the ticket guy did not speak any English, so I somehow was able to communicate to him that I would like to go to Porto, because that's where my Airbnb was, and he was sending me onto a train to Coimbra. So I'm like, okay, and the way that the Coimbra is pronounced, like by him, is not how I'm pronouncing it, and it's not how phonetically I would have thought it was. So I was completely confused, and it's like, okay, which line? Oh, sorry about that. So he helped me find like the right track by just writing down the number on my ticket. So I was able to do that. And from the train station, was able to get an Uber from like the train station in Porto. I was able to get a Uber to my Airbnb and basically recover from all the jet lag and everything. Uh, um, so yeah, yeah. So like that's kind of like my experience there on my scouting trip. Yeah. So um, different locations in Portugal. Yeah, I definitely decided to on my scouting trip. I did check out quite a bit of Portugal. I did what I could via train. I did not want to drive because the lifestyle that I want to live, don't want to be car centric. So I wanted to live in a area that was accessible to via train. So, and I know that I could take buses, and that's an option. And I was also looking for flat areas because my wife had hip surgery, so I wasn't sure how she was going to recover. And we that's how we decided upon Coimbra, and it was just me doing this scouting trip. So, but I went to Aveiro, Condeixa, Figueira da Foz, Évora, Lisbon, Setúbal, um, Sintra, Tamar, and ultimately we weren't like while we are here in Coimbra, this is not definitely a uh, spot that we've decided to permanently stay. What I was saying earlier is that I am an atypical vagabond. I am in search for a home, but I haven't found my home yet. So one of the important things to further explore as we were here is we wanted to look at while I visited these different locations. I don't know how these different locations are seasonally. So, like we've had like this 112-degree heat. Do I want to live in these temperatures with like climate change increasing the temperatures and stuff around here? Do I want to live a little bit more north, but it's going to be colder in the winter? So like being able to be on the trains would allow me to go up to like Braga and Guimarães and Porto and stuff for those experiences during the seasons. Just kind of get a different feel for everything. And I figured that if I do this and give myself a year before I want to really put my feet into the ground, that this would be a appropriate way to really find out where my place in Portugal is. And I love Coimbra. I absolutely love Coimbra. And actually I love Portugal just in general. But I enjoyed my time in Porto, and really like the way that I what works for me and the things that are important to me and the stuff that checks my boxes might be something different than what checks your boxes. So I'm planning to do like a scouting trip video in the future. So if this is something that you think would be something beneficial to you or you would find valuable, I'll definitely put together my thoughts on that and things to consider of the different importances of where you are. And like some people absolutely adore Lisbon, and I really wasn't impressed with it. So I know that, and I kind of knew that when going into Lisbon, that it wasn't a place for me. And it's not saying that I won't visit Lisbon multiple times or just go there just to experience something that I specifically want to experience, because that's definitely a situation that might happen. It's not a place that I want to live. And I like Porto. And it's a place that maybe I would consider. It's just a little more expensive. I don't think that my wife would be as interested. Um, and they looking at different cities, towns, villages, whatever. Um, I'm not looking at like the areas that have the highest populations, but like places like Braga, Guimarães, Coimbra, Tomar, are more my vibe. Along with Setúbal, I really like Setúbal, and that's right by Lisbon. So if you're more into like a smaller community, like Setúbal will be a great option. Yeah, yeah. Like when looking at things, it's like some people just like want to jump feet in first and just go. But like, um, I didn't think logistically, I thought that Coimbra would be a good spot to be, but I did not like when I came here this past fall. I didn't think that I'd fall in love as much as I did with Coimbra. But it's like this is just really convenient, with like the train tracks and being able to right in the middle of Porto and right in Lisbon. It's quite convenient. But summers are hot. But yeah, yeah. Uh, I was talking about my Portuguese classes that I've been taking at the university. They have occupied a lot of my time, so I haven't really been able to write in-depth stuff about scouting trips. But that's definitely one of the most important things that I want to put out there, along with like the D7 process and my experiences there and the mistakes that I made. I need to get those type of things out there too. As I said, my classes at the university are ending this week, so I will have more time to concentrate on those type of things to provide value to you all. But yeah, is there any other questions that you have here? And I do see that my buddy Omar is on here. Cheers to you, buddy. Thank you for hopping on here for a moment. I just recently met him on a kayak trip a couple weekends ago. And actually, I met him at one of the restaurants as he was walking by because he's friends of a friend. But yeah, so like I've met some good people here, and what what you get in life is what you put out in life. Like I try really hard to communicate in Portuguese to people than their native language of Portuguese. So when I'm putting myself out there, things experiences like that are kind of neat, that they kind of go from the real world to the virtual world, like right here. So yeah. But yeah, so I see that you said Braga. So yeah, and I haven't been to Braga or Guimarães, but that's something that I'll be doing videos on those two towns, and I probably won't get them out until sometime in September, I believe. I have my CEF appointment at the end of August, and it's out up at the it's Estrella Mountains in Garda. So that should be a pretty neat experience, because I think that I'll be hitting that area at the right time, and I'll be taking a week away from Coimbra and heading up there, and then going to go to Guimarães and Braga. So I will do a little bit of highlighting of Braga, and it looks like my internet is maybe cutting out here, so I do apologize for that. if you're getting like some wonkiness. But is there any other questions that you all have? I know that we've been going at this for 45 minutes, and I kind of like to try to cut these to about an hour. But you all have been completely awesome, asking some great questions for me. So thank you all very much for being here tonight. And I'm not sure what time zones you all. For me, it's approaching 11 o'clock, and I still need to prepare myself for my classes in the morning. So I have a long day. Like tomorrow and Tuesday are 8-hour days up at the university. All right. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if there is any other questions that you have here, and if I've answered everything, I think that I might just go ahead and close it up. All right. I'll just wait here for like a couple more minutes and just see how things are. But yeah, you all are wonderful, and thank you for being part of this community. You all are what helps me put out this content. You give me a lot of great suggestions, and I appreciate everything that you do by coming here. All right. Okay. All right. You all take care and stay curious. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message on here, and I'll try to answer your questions for you. Omabasho. All right. What is it? Ate próximo. Ciao.